Ghosts, spirits. Do you believe in them? Should you believe in them? Should you mess with them? Well, that's what the theme of tonight's movie review is. Personally, I believe in spirits. Ghosts, I feel like, are something physically that you can see, and I don't think that you can actually see a ghost. I do highly believe in spirits, though. I also believe you shouldn't mess with them. Well, tonight's movie review is The Uninvited. It came out in 1944, and it stars Ray Milland, who is my top 5, top 10, one of my favorite actors from back in the day. It also has Donald Crisp, who is a super popular character actor. He's that guy that's just about in every movie from back in the day. Ruth Hussey, she's also in it. And an early appearance of Gail Russell. She plays the Donald Crisp's niece or something like that, or granddaughter, I think. But anyways, so The Uninvited, I would classify this movie as a supernatural horror mystery. I know, 3 adjectives right there, but necessary. It's mostly supernatural horror, and I think that it's one of the 3 big classic supernatural movies that you have to watch every Halloween. So you have The Uninvited, you have The Innocents, and then you have The Haunting. And the first one we're doing is The Uninvited, just because I watched it this past weekend with my parents, which we all had a really good time watching it. Great Halloween flick. So the plot of the story is Ray Milland and his sister, they move into an estate that is it's a beautiful place. It's right on the coast. It's supposed to be on the coast of England, the Cornish coast. However, the film was actually filmed in California, in Elk, on that coast. But it's just a beautiful house, the little mansion that they live on the coast. In fact, the setting of the movie is one of the best parts of the film. So they move into this house, and very quickly they start to realize that maybe they are not invited, uninvited, but that there's some type of spirit or ghost living there. Note, I'm not going to give too much of the mystery away, but I do have to talk about the scariest part of the film, in my opinion, was when, and it's still scary today, is they're in the house at night, and this is real early in the film, and it's very late at night, and they start hearing a woman crying nonstop downstairs. Now put yourself in their shoes. That is super scary. You don't see it, you just hear it downstairs. And you have to also put yourself in the viewers from 1944's shoes. I have read people from back then were terrified when they first saw this movie, and I can totally see why. It's really one of the first supernatural horror films. It might be the first, I don't know, don't quote me on that, but it's definitely one of the first. So they hear the woman's cries, and the movie turns into them trying to figure out the mystery of how this woman died, because she supposedly fell off a cliff, but they want to know how she died. And there's another woman involved that also died very close to that woman's death. So they want to figure out this mystery between these 2 women's deaths. And so there's a big mystery. And I do want to talk about one other scene, which is the second, and I looked this up, it is the second appearance of a Ouija board in movie history, because I thought, man, 1944 and you're seeing Ouija board stuff, because Ouija boards are hot nowadays. You see it in all, there's even a movie called Ouija, I think, that came out recently, and it's in those Paranormal Activity movies. So Ouija boards are very popular in today's horror films. But the first appearance of the Ouija board was in Coke the Clown, and that was just a live action cartoon, and it was part live action humans and then cartoon, and there's a Ouija board in that. But the scene in which they use the Ouija in The Uninvited, they use pieces of Scrabble, the letters from a Scrabble board game, and a wine glass turned upside down, and they use that as the the thing that chooses the letters and all that. So that was really interesting, seeing the use of the Ouija board in a movie from 1944. This is definitely one of my favorite movies from back then, horror flicks. It also has the famous tune Stella by Starlight, which originated from this movie because one of the girl's characters, Gail Russell's character's name is Stella. So there's a little trivia for you, is that Stella by Starlight came from The Uninvited. And I joked with my dad, Dad, Victor Young didn't make this song. Ray Milland made this song, because Ray Milland's character is a musician and he comes up with the tune in the movie. But so Stella by Starlight is in the film. Beautiful song. And also Guillermo del Toro, the very famous horror director, has said this is in his top 5 or top 6. I don't know what he called it, but scariest films, basically. The Uninvited is, along with The Innocents, I know, is in his little list too, which, it goes to show that The Uninvited is just a remarkable horror film, supernatural film. It really scared people. The only flaw in the movie is there's this short little scene where Ray Milland out of nowhere just comes up to Gail Russell's character and is out of nowhere, he's just like, come on, let me take you far away from this place and we can leave it all behind us. It really came out of nowhere and it just was cheesy. That's the only flaw of the movie. I'm not, like I said, I don't give star ratings on horror films, but definitely see this movie. It is just a classic. It is an amazing film to see at Halloween. And I don't know when I'm going to get to The Innocents or The Haunting. Hopefully I'll get to it this Halloween. If not, I can do it on just another normal Friday horror review, which I'll be doing after October. But, anyways, have a good night, guys, and I'm really enjoying watching these movies. I hope you're enjoying the spooky reviews as well. I love Halloween, so anyways, I'll see you tomorrow, guys.